How are you?
I'm okay
Good morning.
uh, about RBG, but
It what?
devastated by
Oh,
RBG. I mean,
yeah, that was I sit there and I look at this and try to absorb it, and it's like how much more can be piled on, you know.
yeah, it's like the
And
nail on the coffin. Really, that was
literally,
a very bad blow for
yeah.
everybody, for all of us. So it's on Rosh Hashanah of all
Oh
of
yeah,
all.
right. On top of it, Happy New Year, by the way.
To you too. It's
Thank
a,
you.
it's
It's good to see you, though.
anyway.
Yeah,
But it no, it definitely was I'm sure for you too, but terrible blow.
oh yeah, and then it's almost even more torturous because, and in no way to minimize or take away the attention from the fact that a human being is
Yeah.
such amazing um, personality and accomplishments passed away. But it's on another level. It's also she died at it's like so in this period of time, which you just pray that it's not enough time for these uh, you know horrible Republicans to just
And
try
you
to watch.
know that they're chomping at the bits. I
Yeah,
mean,
of
they're
course
already
they're
okay.
celebrating. Yeah.
They're celebrating. Exactly. It
Yeah,
is so intolerable. It's really, really hard to even think about. Anyway,
but
I
it's
just really, really, really hope that everybody will do their
both
part,
right.
phone bank, and do everything that they can to participate in this process and help as much as possible because you know
Yeah. So if you're
our,
listening
our world and life depend upon it. So
uh, to
anyway, okay.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg,
Yes. Oh God. Yeah. Yeah.
but well, I welcome you back to the podcast.
Hello. Hello.
You were like on a several times, well, at least twice before, if memory serves, and it's been a couple of years, but I've been coming. It's just that I've been unfortunately, or rather, I was not fortunately getting you on the podcast the last couple of years, so I'm glad to bring you back. Yeah.
I'm glad to be back, even though we're doing it via Zoom like that. Still, it's a pleasure.
Even though we're actually only a short distance, it's not that far.
Exactly.
In the normal times, we'd definitely be doing this in person this year.
Yeah.
But tell me how far, seem to recall a photo of you standing in front of a drive-in very early on. And I was
Yes.
thinking, wow, it's May or something, you know, and I know you prepare for the festivals, it's a year round and, you know, job and to do a festival in September means you're probably starting in like right after the new year,
September.
I guess, if not sooner. I know some way
It never stops.
it
It's like
never stops on some level, right? But I'm thinking, wow, how does surely by September, October, we'll be back in theaters. I
oh
thought,
God.
no, no, but I thought
Quickly.
like certainly by the time
Like,
Woodstock Film Festival comes up, you will be back to normal. But you were on the ball early. Maybe you recognize that is probably
oh
not.
yeah. Oh yeah. Well, let me just tell you a secret. First of all, I have never been to a drive-in before. So, because I didn't grow up in this country, so drive-ins were not part of my culture at all. And watching a movie from a car was not my idea of fun. Um, but that has changed. So when the pandemic started, and I mean, there was so much learning and so much figuring different things out. And first, of course, you just went into the virtual world and learning how to do that and what that can be like. And also, can you monetize that? Because so much, remember in the beginning, so much was available online for free. And we were creating all these free programs online too. Like, we were doing all these panels every day, every week, and streaming movies. Um, but pretty soon it dawned on us that we also have to figure out some sort of live on-site event. And a friend, actually a mutual friend, I think you know Larry Fessenden, the filmmaker from Glass Eye Peaks, the horror indie legend. He
Maybe
told me,
6 or 7 times on this podcast. So
yeah, Larry is awesome. We're showing three of his movies. So over a glass of wine, early in the pandemic, sitting outside freezing, he told me how much he loves this drive-in that is in the Hudson Valley, Greenville. I never heard of it. So we reached out to the owner of the Greenville Drive-In and took a ride. That was the first time I ever saw a drive-in. And standing there, looking at the mountains surrounding it, it's very beautiful. It's really country. It's set in the country. I knew that we're going to use it. So we took this little photo as a tease without saying anything. Like, what do you think? Yeah, that was the beginning of the journey of how to do the festival also in a physical way, live on site.
how early on did you decide that you were going to have to come up with a contingency plan, that the pandemic was definitely going to impact this year's festival, and how quickly did you just sort of accept and embrace this new plan?
Right. Well, I think right from the get-go, as soon as we closed the festival, the office back in March 13th, I knew that we would have to figure how to do things in a way that we never done before. However, there was pressure on me to cancel the festival in the beginning altogether.
Who was?
Not to cancel the festival this year.
Yeah, you were getting pressured, or?
I was pressured. I'm not going to say by who, but there was some pressure to cancel the festival. And for me, that felt like, I was punched in the gut. Like I could not do that. So I had to figure out how to do this safely and well. And really throughout the first months of the pandemic, while learning how to do all this programming also online and keeping my small, very core team together and engaged and working and paying everybody, so there was a lot of learning to do, and just threw ourselves into this whole arena of trying to figure out how to do things differently. I feel two things now. I feel like we are about to present two festivals in one online and one in drive-ins, and they're very different. What's showing at the drive-in is not showing online, and what's showing online is not showing at the drive-in. So literally two festivals for the price of one. No, for the price of the labor of one. What was I saying? Oh, so we will learn. I don't remember what I was saying now, but we were learning.
Oh, you were on a learning curve.
Yes, it was. I feel like now that we are almost here, I feel like we have learned so much.
Okay.
And my hope is twofold. My hope is that it's going to be a fantastic festival and everybody's going to love it. And that afterwards we have learned from the experience and can also do some things that we have never done before. During the last few months, I felt like, my God, it feels like the first festival. I'm nervous. I don't know how it's going to happen. This is going to be a miracle if the whole thing comes together. And I can't breathe because I'm so anxious. And so it's been a scary process. But now that we're almost here, and the program is all together, and we're just doing all the last 1.5 million details thing that we have to do, all the logistic stuff, I know it's going to all come together, and I hope that afterwards it will only enhance what we've done before.
Yeah. How much were you able to, if at all, lean on the film festival community, other directors, other festival directors, or connections that you have, who had a little bit of a head start and were doing much more trial and error. The only advantage you had is the Woodstock Film Festival is a little later in the year.
Yes, I mean, well, in the beginning, the art house convergence is such an incredible community, and I belong to that. And I've also spoken, and there are all these. I have to credit there's a company called Together Film that had been presenting a lot of really valuable webinars throughout the whole pandemic process, and I have logged on to a lot of those webinars, and I learned a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And also it connected me with some festivals directors who have already gone through the process, who have put the film festival online in the beginning of the pandemic, and I learned a lot from their trials and errors and successes. So, and I've spoken to also to some festivals who are after me, like Eugene Hernandez from the New York Film Festival, and the Hamptons. So there was, there was one, there are always some good things that come out of bed, and the camaraderie that has been formed between festivals that normally are competitive with each other was really wonderful. And I again have to credit the Art House Convergence, because that's an amazing organization of art houses from around the country and the world. And what an incredible community, and so supportive of each other, and just really helping with information and sharing up. It was really great to experience that camaraderie during the past few months, and reassuring that the spirit, the human spirit, is really resilient and positive. So,
Well, I bet. I mean, going through any really difficult or challenging time is made only, much more manageable when you're not alone. You know,
yes,
when you can lean on each other, and whatever that
absolutely,
looks like. So,
absolutely.
okay, so you say there's kind of two festivals in one this year. The Woodstock Film Festival begins September 30th. Is that the right
Yeah.
beginning date?
Yes,
Okay.
December 30th, October 4th. I was tempted to add days, but decided against it, because we're showing only two films a night at the drive-ins. But ultimately, the number of films we're showing is not that far from normal years, amazing as it is. We're just showing everything just once. Nothing is getting second screenings.
Wow.
Which normally we do.
Is it just,
What?
I'm sorry, yeah, right. Normally, for those listening who may not, or watching, who may not know, the Woodstock Film Festival is a regional festival in of itself. It takes place throughout the Hudson Valley, often in like 5 different towns.
Yes.
So
Yeah, we have
have one
about 8 different screens normally, 8 to 9 different screens, and every film gets at least 2 screenings at the festival. This year, every film gets 1 screening. That's it.
So if there's a film you're particularly interested in, don't hesitate any longer. Go get that ticket.
Oh, absolutely.
Is Greenville the only drive-in, or is there another drive-in too?
We're doing 3 different drive-ins.
Wow.
So Greenville in Greenville, New York, which is in Greene County. And normally it has 275 cars. Because of COVID, it's 138 cars. And then we have Overlook in Poughkeepsie, which is not that far from where you are now, Adam. And that is the biggest screen in a tri-state area. And normally it has 750 cars.
Wow.
During COVID, it's 500 cars, which is plenty of cars.
I was going to say, I think we're okay with that 500 cars. Yeah, fingers crossed.
And
I have a problem with that.
it's gigantic. It's ridiculous. And And then Woodstock, we're putting up a pop-up drive-in at Andy Lee Field in Woodstock, which is the rec field. And there'll be food trucks in Woodstock, and it's going to be kind of an event. And
Who
that's
sets
the
up the
smallest
screen?
venue.
Who sets up
It's
the screen for you with the? I'm sorry to interrupt you, Mary. Sorry about that. Who sets up the screen in the pop up?
In a pop-up, there's a local vendor who does huge events in Vegas and all over the country, and I just happened to. I mean, I did a lot of shopping together with our technical director, so who knows a lot of vendors. And again, we participated in webinars to learn about how all the different options and the pros and cons of everything. It's tricky to put up a pop-up drive-in. So, but we ended up deciding on this particular vendor, and I think it's going to be great. I'm very excited that it's going to be right in the town of Woodstock. I mean, like right there in the center. And like I said, it's a big field, so it feels like a little bit like a Woodstock concert. And there's going to be food trucks and like 2 to 3 different food trucks. So it's going to be like a whole safe party.
Gotcha.
With good movies and 2 movies a night every night. Every night is a double feature.
Oh, right. I'm looking forward to. I have my eye on the evening of where Josh Leonard's film.
Oh yeah.
Which is Fully Realized Humans is the title.
Yes, it's an awesome film, and Josh right now is he's a part-time neighbor of yours.
Yes.
And that night is going to feature him twice. It's going to be Fully Realized Humans, which he directed, I think co-directed and starring in, and it's a. Well, I think you're going to talk to Josh after, but it's a great movie, and they shot it for 1 week, and
that's amazing.
Low budget. It's so funny and smart and
moving.
Really,
that final
really
scene
fun.
with the parents, I was. I mean, I guess I'm predisposed because I've lost a parent recently, but I was like, that final scene or penultimate scene where they confront their parents.
Yeah.
I mean, it actually went pretty deep, I thought, for a comedy.
Yeah.
Dramatically speaking,
I absolutely think so. Yeah. So that's going to be fun. It's going to be in Greenville. And by the way, Greenville will also have a food truck. So, and a delicious one. I know it. They have the best lobster rolls. So
fantastic. I'll be there.
Have your dinner there too. And I mean, that is really a good dinner in the movie. And following Fully Realized Humans, we're showing Peter Feast, Glass Eye Pix, and Josh Leonard is in that film. So I thought.
That's right.
You'll get Josh twice.
You are celebrating 35 years?
Oh my God, no. Are you kidding me?
No.
21.
No.
Oh, Larry.
Larry.
Oh, yes. I mean, 35 years. Where did 14 years go?
But we'll be here in 14 years having this conversation. Now I could just edit.
You will be here. You will be here.
I'll edit this part of it and I'll put it in 14 years when we do this again. Okay. Yeah, no, you're celebrating 30.
And I haven't aged a bit. In 14 years, I still look the same. Amazing. I discovered the fountain of youth. Yes, we're celebrating Glass Eye Pix 35th anniversary. So
that's amazing too.
I love Glass Eye Pix.
Right, and Larry too. You mentioned we mentioned Larry Fessenden, the producer and director and actor and multi-hyphenate. But he's he's a local. He also spends for many years a lot of time up in the Hudson Valley, and is a regular at Woodstock. He's premiered films at Woodstock, so he has a long relationship with this festival.
Oh yeah. As a matter of fact, one of the films that we're showing, Wendigo, which he shot in the Hudson Valley, I think in 2000, we showed in 2001, I believe, and it won, or maybe it was 2000. Good, I don't remember anymore. But and it won Best Feature that year. So and it's a great film. I mean, his horror films are all have social political commentary on society, so they have a lot of substance behind them.
And you're showing 3 of those films?
Yeah,
You're
I'm
showing
showing Wendigo,
Wendigo,
Bit of Fish, and Stakeland. Yes.
right, Stakeland, which is Jim Nichols' film.
Yes.
Is Jim also local? I forget.
Jim is local, but he's hardly ever here now. I think he's right now in New Zealand shooting his next film, but he's local, yeah.
Okay, yeah, it seems like another friend is, and I forget the film she's in at the moment, so hopefully you'll help me out. I don't mean to put you on the spot. Lily Taylor, who
Yes.
lives part of the time in Tivoli, actually. Well, I don't know if I should be saying that now that I think about it. Yeah.
It's okay. Tivoli is big.
At 42-13 Broadway.
And her telephone number is.
Yeah. It's on the ticker at the bottom of the screen.
Paper Spiders is the name of the movie that Lily Taylor is.
Yeah, I would like to get Lily on again. She did my show once before, and her husband's a pal. So, but I would love to see that one. So I've got quite a few. As I do every year, I go to the festival.
It's a beautiful film. I don't know if you know what it's about. It's a mother and daughter relationship, and it's a lot about mental health and deterioration of the Lily Taylor's character.
Oh wow!
Mentally, and the daughter who's just about to leave home and go to college, and it's all. I mean, it's very funny, but because Lily Taylor character is just hilarious, but it's also completely heartbreaking how badly her character deteriorates.
Sure.
Mentally, and the daughter struggles with that and how to deal with that, and can she start her independent life or not? And it's really so and it's based also on the filmmaker's on life and life experience. So it really does resonate and ring truth because it is very authentic.
Yeah, well, I'm thrilled. I mean, it sounds like a real great opportunity vehicle for Lily Taylor's talent.
Yeah, it is. She's wonderful in it, and she always is. She's a very deep actor, I think.
Yeah. I always hate asking when we sit down for these things about which films, because then you have to handpick films and ignore others. But we should mention at least the ones you chose as opening night. Is there still an emphasis on opening night and closing night? Is that?
It's not the normal hoopla thing.
Right.
But and we haven't announced yet the closing night, but we will announce it Monday, and I assume that this is going to.
We can hold this off. When is the best time to post this?
I don't know, but Monday we're announcing the closing night film, and so that's going to be on Nomadland with Frances McDormand, and I'm really thrilled about that. And that's going to be at the Overlook Drive-In. And the opening is The Father with Anthony Hopkins, and that's again also at Overlook. So I think they're bookending the festival really well, but every film is a good film at the festival. I love they're all kind of like my babies.
Yeah.
So I hope that I always tell people to try and be adventurous when they experience a film festival, and check out what they know, but also really give a chance also to what they don't know, and discover what may very well be the sleepers of the festival, and the works of very talented up and coming filmmakers. So and also because this is really 2 festivals in one, I hope very much that people will sample both the online programming and the drive-ins. And don't forget, we have some really great panels online. Yeah. So I hope people will also.
So let's tell people like how to find everything. So can you get a ticket, a festival pass? Can you get buy a the festival and just be able to see anything you want? I mean, the one thing about, I mean, the drive-ins, obviously you have capacity issues, but online, do you have capacity issues?
Well, first of all, you can get passes for online. You cannot get passes for the drive-in because especially because of COVID, we
Yeah,
really
you
do
have to
have to
see the
monitor.
exact number of people coming, right?
Yeah, but online you can get the 3 different passes. There's a pass just for films, a pass just for panels, and a pass for the overall program. They're all very inexpensive.
Or
And
or a la carte?
a la carte, you can you can purchase a ticket for any given film. At the drive-ins, it's for the evening. It's not for a specific film. You buy it for the evening. And online, yeah, you can purchase a panel. You can purchase programs of shorts. You can, whatever. But I think that getting a pass and just being able to watch whatever whenever is kind of a luxury that could be a lot of fun. There are, I think, about 11 shorts programs online.
Insane.
It's a lot.
It is a
It's
lot.
crazy, huh?
Yeah.
It's a
But you're
lot.
getting a lot of, we should mention, I mean, often shorts, right, are new, not always, not by any stretch, is it always the case, but often shorts are made by young filmmakers, meaning this is an early, maybe their first, second, third effort, they're learning. So it's a great opportunity for somebody who made a short to um, get their film in such a festival like Woodstock, which has such a wonderful reputation. And so you're giving a real opportunity. And then you're also inviting new generation of filmmakers into the community. And often you'll have them back when they have their feature, for instance, possibly, right?
Happens often, yes. And I mean, we do love to sort of nurture the filmmakers and have them grow with us and become a part of the festival community. So yeah, every year we show about 70 shorts or so, and we stay in touch with the filmmakers, and as their careers grows and flourishes, we kind of like stay with them and vice versa. So when we can show their then their follow-up work and their features, that's always a treat to do. And I think that I mean, we're showing this film American Thief at the drive-in actually, and by Miguel Silveria, and and he's an alum who had a doc and a short at the festival. So I mean, that's just one example. There's a number of filmmakers like that who are returning with their follow-up work, which often they started with shorts and moved on from that.
We can wind it down, but did you mention before that Woodstock this is turning 21?
21, yes.
So it's now you can legally drink the festival.
Exactly.
There should be a party.
It looks like I have coffee here, but you know what?
Yeah. Well, what do you think this is? Water?
Exactly.
How are we getting through this? Well, there's 2 films in the film that you just touched on, one with Lily Taylor, one with Anthony Hopkins, both deal with mental
Yes.
mental illness or neurological, but I mean,
Right.
I'm just trying to draw a connection to, it's so important to that a festival like this comes to this area, really take advantage of it, because it'll get you out, it'll get you engaged, and it's been difficult being so isolated, but the arts are a way of connecting, and of creating a sense of community. So it's important, and they're also inspiring and exciting and funny films, and it's just it's a very rewarding experience to engage in a film festival, is what I'm trying to say.
And it really does also open up your mind, and really, it can also takes you into all sort of different worlds. It can educate you, but it can also just it's a process of discovery. I think also when you go to a quality film festival, there are films from all over the world and about all kind of subjects and done in all kind of genres and ways, and it's just really a mind opener, and hopefully also opens up your heart to various, whether it's indigenous communities or just different peoples, different. I mean, humanity is a very large fabric, and I think that the film festival has can really demonstrate a very complex and layered fabric that is really, and especially today when we have been so separated from each other and so many of us
Right.
sequestered, to open us up into the world like that, it I think is a real treat. So I hope people will take advantage of it.
Good point. Woodstock Film Festival, September 30th to October 4th. I'll see you at the drive-in,
Yes.
which has been about 40 years since I've been to one, so I'm looking forward to that. I've been hearing you on Radio Woodstock, by the way.
Oh yeah. Oh, you mean the ad? I think I recorded an ad and they are
Yes,
playing. Yes.
yeah. I
Yeah.
was remarking when I was driving up with my son yesterday. I put on the Radio Woodstock and we heard you. I said, "That's Meira. She's doing the podcast." My friend. All right, so nice to see you, and I will run into you, I'm sure, at one of the drive-ins.
Yes, definitely. I'll definitely see you at Greenville on Friday.
Yes.
So I'll be there and do the Q&As. We're doing Q&As, for the films with the filmmakers.
Yeah,
So.
well, that's amazing. But yeah, Leonard, Josh, he said he's going to be at that evening, so I assume so.
Yes, we're definitely going to have a conversation with him,
Yeah,
and
I'm
we'll
really
see how we do it.
okay. All right.
All right. Well, have
Let's
a
get
good
back.
day. Okay.
All right.
Take care. Bye-bye.